Greetings from our channel again. With 22 Grammy Awards and over 65 songs that have appeared on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, Vince Gill is a legendary figure in the country music industry, where dreams come true. However, there is a tragic and dramatic tale behind those glittering lights of fame. Did anyone realize that under the songs that captured our hearts, Vince had to fight hard and suffer in silence? Let's go back to Vince's early years in the tiny Oklahoman town of Norman and trace his path to joining the Eagles, one of the best bands ever, with more than 150 million albums sold worldwide. However, he still suffered a great deal of loss despite his spectacular achievement. His life became a tale of sadness and resiliency due to the tragic deaths of loved ones, financial shocks that resulted in losses of $5 million, and the weight of maintaining a renowned musical legacy. What, then, is the true meaning of Vince Gill's smile? Why did he decide to speak up and reveal the scars that had plagued him for so long? Come along as we explore this captivating story where suffering and victory coexist. Presenting a picture of one of the greatest musicians of all time, full of emotion and strength. Childhood. On April 12, 1957, Vince Gill, the youngest of Jareen and Stan Gill's 3 children, was born in Norman, Oklahoma, a small town where music appeared to flow like a river through every street corner. Imagine a cozy, welcoming house where his dad, Jay. In the nights, Stanley Gill rarely strung his guitar and banjo. In addition to teaching Vince how to play those instruments, Stan instilled in his little son a lifelong passion of music from a young age. The musical heritage of the family was also greatly influenced by Vince's mother, Jareen. Together with her spouse, she created lovely songs while singing and playing the harmonica. To listen to the Grand Ole Opry on the radio, the Gill family would get together, as well as the rock and roll performers of the day, providing Vince with a broad and deep understanding of music. In addition to their love of music, Vince's parents were avid golfers, a sport that Vince would eventually take up. He began playing a guitar that had belonged to his grandmother when he was 5 years old, and he learned how to strum ancient Shep. 3 years later, he made treasured memories with his half-brother, Bob, when they played the Beach Boys' Long Tall Texan on a local radio show. Additionally, Vince learned how to play the guitar from a local musician named Julian Akins, which stoked his love of music even more. His first performances took place at school, where he boldly brought his guitar to play songs like The House of the Rising Sun for his peers. Vince pushed himself to become proficient on a variety of instruments from an early age, such as the mandolin, and as a teenager, he played the bass guitar. Vince was apprehensive when he took the stage for the first time. His heart raced at the sight of the hundreds of eyes on him and the bright lights. However, his worries appeared to vanish as soon as the music began. Vince once said, "I was shaking, but the music got me through it all." From those straightforward yet significant events, a little boy's dream started to take shape, putting Vince on the emotional and promising path that would eventually make him a major star in the music industry. Beginnings of a musical career. When Vince Gill joined the bluegrass group Mountain Smoke, his musical career took encouraging initial steps. After becoming friends with the son of one of his father's colleagues, who was also a bluegrass lover and played the mandolin, Vince, who grew up in a musically active environment, became quite interested in the genre. Vince was a gifted musician who was ready to take on any task in addition to being a young man full of passion. By fusing contemporary components with classic bluegrass sounds, Mountain Smoke provided Vince with a stage on which to demonstrate his talents and quickly hone his musical capabilities. Vince rapidly gained recognition in the music-loving community by playing at local events. Every performance taught him something new and improved his technique while also fostering deep relationships with other artists. Although not every performance went well, Mountain Smoke did open for the hard rock band Kiss once. The audience became irate at one performance, yelling and hurling things at the stage. A famous episode in his career occurred when Vince, ever the brazen character, responded by flipping the audience off before leaving the stage. This was more than just an outburst of rage. It was a declaration that he would defend himself and his band and would not put up with disrespect. Vince's career took a significant turn in 1978 when he joined the band Pure Prairie League, and fortune soon shined on him. In addition to lending his lovely voice as the lead singer, Vince helped write songs that connected with listeners. Let Me Love You Tonight was one of the notable singles he contributed to, a song that won over fans' hearts and solidified Vince's reputation in the music industry. Pure Prairie League, however, was not meant to endure forever. Creative disagreements led to the band's eventual dissolution. Some members preferred to experiment with rock and pop, while others wanted to pursue traditional country music. Their greatest success with songs like Amy and Let Me Love You Tonight was also greatly influenced by the strain to keep their celebrity. Arrived with huge expectations from the music business and fans. Members became weary and unhappy as a result of the tension. Furthermore, the group's enthusiasm was sapped and its future was left uncertain when a number of members left to pursue solo careers, leaving holes that were difficult to fill. Vince was forced to face an uncertain musical future as a result of these difficulties. But Vince had the chance to go solo after the band broke up. A daring but dangerous move. He was aware that going it alone would need him to navigate the music industry with greater challenges than ever before. It wasn't easy in the beginning. Vince had to establish himself in a very competitive field and discover his own style. His tenacity and great passion prevented him from giving up in spite of the difficulties. In order to be prepared for whatever was ahead, he kept up his hard work, practice, and songwriting. Even though he had a rough beginning to his solo career, those setbacks provided a solid basis for a bright future in music. Career high point and accomplishments. Vince Gill's music career reached its zenith in the 1990s, when he became one of the leading voices in country music. Vince cemented his position in fans' hearts with a series of #1 hits, including Don't Let Our Love Start Slippin' Away and I Still Believe in You. He received an incredible 22 Grammy Awards for his contributions, making him one of the most successful male solo musicians in the history of these esteemed accolades. Each honor served as a reminder of his unwavering commitment over the years as well as a medal for his skill. His career was booming until he received an unexpected call from the Eagles manager, Irving Ossoff. Vince has idolized the iconic band since he was a little boy, but he never thought he would get the opportunity to join them. His heart almost stopped when he heard Irving's voice on the other end. "They want me to join the band," Vince recalls, feeling both anxious and excited. He was afraid of following in the footsteps of Glenn Frey, one of the legendary founding members who had died, in addition to feeling pride. There was a great deal of pressure arising from the expectations of Eagles fans who had loved the team's music for decades as well as the difficulty of upholding a legend's legacy. When Vince formally joined the Eagles, he understood that his goal was to uphold Glenn's legacy rather than just replace him. Finding his own voice while fusing his distinct style with the band's characteristic sound was essential to his success. "I am not able to be Glenn Frey. I can honor him by being true to myself," Vince shared. Through perseverance and unwavering dedication, he gradually carved out his place in the band, delivering familiar melodies while also breathing new life into the Eagles' classic songs. Personal life. Vince Gill's life has been marked by more than just hits and awards. It's been a journey full of highs and lows, where light and shadow have always intertwined. Each note from his guitar carries stories not only of success, but also of the deep pain that has shaped the man we see today. The greatest sorrow in Vince's life came from the death of his brother Bob, with whom he shared many cherished childhood memories. Bob was not just an older brother, but also a kindred spirit who ignited Vince's passion for music. They shared joyful moments, from practicing their instruments to playing small gigs at local events. But everything changed on that fateful night when Bob died in a tragic car accident. Only 22 years old, Bob lost his life during an outing with friends, leaving a void in Vince's heart that could never be filled. "Bob was the first person who showed me what music was," Vince shared, his voice heavy with emotion. The loss was not just a shock, it opened a deep wound in Vince's heart, making him struggle to rediscover himself and his inspiration to create. After his brother's passing, Vince felt as though he had lost a part of his soul. That pain drove him to find solace in music. The song, "Go Rest High on That Mountain," written after Bob's death, was more than just a song. It was a heartfelt tribute to his brother and all those who had gone too soon. "I wrote that song from my own grief. From the sorrow of loss," he said. Although the words struck a chord with millions of people, they were accompanied by tears and the inner turmoil of a bereaved brother. Vince had to deal with serious financial difficulties in addition to emotional suffering. In an attempt to safeguard his financial future, he entered the stock market despite years of success. However, life had other ideas. Vince made a $500,000 investment in Blue Sky Tech in 2021. Only to see it disappear during a financial crisis. Undeterred, he invested an additional $700,000 in green energy solutions, only to lose $400,000 as a result of legal issues and supply chain disruptions. He lost an additional $300,000 during a market slump after investing $600,000 in cryptocurrency trading, adding to the heartache. But the biggest blow was when he invested $1 million in Cineworld Entertainment and $900,000 vanished. Regarding the financial difficulties, Vince remarked, "Those figures are unbelievable." His already difficult existence became much more stressful as he worried about his financial future. Vince had to deal with serious financial difficulties in addition to emotional suffering. In an attempt to safeguard his financial future, he entered the stock market despite years of success. However, life had other ideas. Vince made a $500,000 investment in Blue Sky Tech in 2021, only to watch it fail due to a financial crisis. Undeterred, he invested an additional $700,000 in green energy solutions, only to lose $400,000 as a result of legal issues and supply chain interruptions. He lost an additional $300,000 during a market slump after investing $600,000 in cryptocurrency trading, adding to the heartache. But the biggest blow was when he invested $1 million in Cineworld Entertainment and $900,000 vanished. Regarding the financial difficulties, Vince remarked, "Those figures are unbelievable." His financial future was a major source of worry for him. They have endured numerous hardships together, which has added to the burden of an already difficult life. The most terrifying was Amy's July 2022 bicycle accident. When Vince saw his wife hurt and in need of medical attention, his anxiety became unbearable. He reflected on the experience and said, "I prayed for her recovery every day." Bolstered Vince's determination and optimism. "I realized that we can overcome anything if we're together after witnessing her struggle to recover," he stated. In terms of his health, Vince has also had to deal with one of the biggest obstacles of his professional life: serious vocal cord problems. He had surgery in 2016 to address inflammation and vocal cord damage brought on by years of constant singing and pressure. One of the biggest obstacles and crucial to his vocal recovery was the operation. For Vince's voice to completely recover, he needed to take time off and go through rigorous therapy. Despite the challenging circumstances, he showed incredible fortitude. Vince worked with music experts to rebuild his voice while concentrating on his recuperation with the help of his family and loved ones. Legacy and influence throughout his career, Vince Gill has written songs that have stayed with his listeners for a long time, but none of them may be more meaningful and emotionally charged as "Go Rest High on That Mountain." The song, which was written when his brother Bob passed away, is more than just a piece of music. It is a sincere remembrance of those who passed away too soon. Millions of people have been moved by the song's moving lyrics and soft melody, which have made it a symbol of both hope and loss. Go Rest High on That Mountain is a spiritual experience as well as a song, enabling listeners to empathize with Vince's loss and experience his deep sadness. Vince found solace and relief from the scars in his spirit through music, which turned into a healing salve. Vince revealed, "I wrote that song with all my heart. It was my way of honoring Bob and bidding him farewell." The strength of the song is in its capacity to unite universal emotion with personal suffering, making it a beloved hymn that is frequently sung at memorial services and funerals. Vince Gill has left a vast cultural legacy that goes much beyond his own creations. In addition to being a notable performer in the country music scene, he serves as an inspiration for upcoming performers. Vince has established himself as one of the greatest voices in country music history with hundreds of hit songs and more than 20 Grammy Awards. He is an inspiration to other musicians because of his flawless fusion of exquisite guitar technique and a lovely, soulful voice, which has produced a distinctive musical style. Vince has also been a trailblazer in pushing the limits of country music by fusing bluegrass and rock elements to produce a novel and unique sound. He has consistently upheld the traditional traditions of country music via his performances while incorporating originality and inventiveness. His work has influenced contemporary country music, clearing the path for upcoming artists to pursue similar careers. The impact of Vince Gill extends beyond his musical career. He has shown the social responsibilities of an artist by being actively involved in community service and charitable endeavors. Vince has demonstrated via his initiatives that music has the capacity to transform lives and give people hope. His legacy is proof of the ability of music to unite people in addition to serving as a source of enjoyment, encouraging people and providing comfort in the most trying times. Present life Vince Gill has solidified his position in the country music industry by maintaining a dynamic and varied musical career. When I think of Christmas as a new Christmas CD that he and his wife, Amy Grant, released in July 2024. 2 new recordings and 9 previously published songs, including Until the Season Comes Round Again, are included on this album. Fans may enjoy the warmth of the festive season with the album, which was released on September 13, 2024, and is accessible on CD and digital platforms. In addition to his musical endeavors, Vince worked with musician Jillian Cardarelli on the September 2024 release of the song I'll Get Over You. Their connection developed through charity golf games in Tennessee, and the song has received a lot of attention from both the general public and reviewers. Regarding performances, Vince Gill and Amy Grant revealed a 12-concert run at Nashville's Ryman Auditorium scheduled for November 29 to December 21, 2024. Audiences can expect personal and emotional musical experiences at this unique event, taking involved in philanthropic endeavors on a regular basis. He established the yearly charity golf tournament known as the Vinny Pro Celebrity Golf Invitational, which raises money for Tennessee's kids' golf programs. Vince often plans charity performances to fund homeless assistance organizations and animal conservation initiatives. Vince is a fantastic performer and a role model because of his combination of musical talent and philanthropy, having a beneficial influence on the community. Currently, Vince Gill lives in Nashville, Tennessee, where he has created a cozy and loving home with his wife, Amy Grant, and daughter, Karina. In addition to being their home, Nashville serves as the hub of their musical activity, housing a number of projects and artistic pursuits. According to sources, Vince Gill is worth approximately $30 million. This remarkable number is mostly the result of his varied musical career, which includes album releases, live appearances, and collaborations with other musicians. Vince Gill has a daughter, Jenny Gill, from his previous marriage to Janice Oliver, in addition to his present family. Jenny has provided vocals for a number of her father's CDs, highlighting the love and connection between them. Throughout his life and career, Vince Gill has experienced a wide range of intense emotions, from personal hardships to remarkable artistic achievements. He has demonstrated that tenacity and fortitude may enable us to overcome obstacles in life, and family love, particularly from his wife, Amy Grant, has always been a potent source of support. Along the process, Vince has not only achieved the highest level of musical accomplishment but also made a deep impression on his followers' hearts. What, in your opinion, was the most crucial element that enabled Vince Gill to get over the challenges of life? Please feel free to comment about his life and music, as well as any personal experiences that have impacted you. Please remember to like, subscribe, and tell others about Vince's story if it touched you. We hope to see you again.